Two, a 1, 2, 3. I don't play video games no more. I never play video games, except for a little bit of God of War. I never play video games. Maybe once in a while, a little bit of Fallout 4. But that's okay, not right now. I got things to do, cause I don't play video games no more. Never play video games. But Red Dead Redemption 2, that is not a game. It's an incredible journey through old American history. Fighting for your life and fighting for your family. Try to live your days with honor and integrity. That's not a game, that's an adult thing. That's not a game at all. That's like fucking Shakespeare. You know I don't play video games no more. Tiny bit of video game. I guess I still play fucking video games.
Hello, everybody. Rob,
Why am I always the woman in the thumbnails?
I think that's your choice, isn't it?
No.
So this is our second gaming stream. We do our movie bits and other stuff. So this is going to be dedicated to our love of video games when we've been playing them for a long, long time. But we have some guests. We have a family of guests. So let's bring them on. Two of them you've seen. I think you've seen them twice today.
Overkill.
So let's bring them on. Here we go. We've got our second family on. How you doing, guys? You okay?
Yeah.
Enjoy your stream earlier?
Yeah, actually, I enjoyed it.
So this stream, we're going to be talking about video games.
Hey!
So I know Kel's pretty much the same age as us. Or obviously me, not Lee. Lee's an old bugger. We're going to talk about, we've got a few categories. We're going to do this every few weeks. So we've got a few sections we want to cover. The first one we're going to look at, and each one's has got a clip involved. If we play the first clip, you all right? You all right having a cuppa? Well, right. So the first clip we're going to do, it's going to be about trailer reactions, and not movie trailer reactions. This is how you get excited about games. Is there? And please comment. Is it a logo when it appears, like you see like a Capcom logo appear, and could be potentially a Resident Evil game or a Street Fighter game? So let's play a clip to lead us into the first question.
Yeah, and then Rorschach goes, "I'm nutty," and everyone thought I was really funny.
Oh yeah. Did you see there's a teaser out for the new Elder Scrolls game?
Whoa, wait, they're doing a new one? Really? God, I love the last two.
Yeah, it doesn't really show anything though. It's just some old guy doing a voiceover.
Oh man, you've got me excited now.
Don't get too excited. You always get way too worked up about trailers.
What? No, I don't.
But there is one they fear. In their tongue, he is Dovahkiin, Dragonborn.
Holy shit! What is this? Forged in God's very flames. Do mine eyes tell me lies? A new Elder Scrolls game. Time is nigh. I must fly. Venture forth on my quest. Goodbye, Ma. Goodbye, pal. And goodbye, girlfriend's breasts. I'll be off as a rough. Catch you later, Hyrule. I'll be gone. I'll be on. I'm no longer your fool. The crab filled the gap while I waited to begin the adventure of my life in the land of Skyrim.
So there we go. That was kind of a guy reacting to the Skyrim. So we'll start off with Lee. Has there been anything that's excited you? Like, it could be from when you was younger, like a game release or a trailer you've seen that got you built up for the release.
I remember the trailer, and I remember it got released as a demo disc on. It was the Metal Gear Solid. We're going to talk about later. Metal Gear Solid 2, and they released the tanker level, as you may remember. That got, and they had the trailer which was on the bridge when he was walking across the bridge. That was one of the first ones I remember that I actually did get excited for.
Was that
even though the rest of the game turned out to be rubbish, but that opening level was incredible.
Oh, good old Raiden. We were talking about Raiden earlier.
No, let's not.
I know obviously you see your boys play, but is there any games you recall seeing trailers for, or any game you got excited to get released?
Maybe Battlefield 2042.
Okay.
They anticipated it in the trailer as an action-packed, big.
And you prefer that to COD, do you? I think you're too young to play that game, but I'll say GTA to like 10-year-olds. You know, everyone. If you stop people from playing these games, you see worse things on the news. And as long as your parents are looking after you and they've seen the stuff, you can monitor it. Anyone can play anything. It's only a game.
It's not really funny, Rob. You see worse things on YouTube.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%. So the same question to Luke. Did you play many games? Is there a game that's got you excited?
FIFA.
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 I like FIFA.
Luke, come on, Luke. FIFA, mate. Come on.
I'm like a FIFA person because when I FIFA 23 tried to come out, I was really excited. And I played the game. Now I'm really good at it. I'm a FIFA legend.
You told me you was really good at it, but you was too scared to play me online, so I was a bit worried. Do you buy every one that comes out, Luke, every year?
I've got all of them on my Xbox, yeah. But
Okay. I used to do that, but I find they're too similar now. The games.
We've got to find the best time to trade them in as well, because I know building up like a month before it comes out. I remember when I used to work, I used to run an independent game shop, and they went from £10 trading to about 5p because
go for nothing. Yeah.
I can't play them.
You play? Do you go back to the old ones though, or?
No, I go back to the old ones, but it doesn't matter to me. I can't play them because my Xbox it powers off after 10 minutes.
That's your mum pulling the plug out. That's what that is. That you're noticing.
It could be because it overheats potentially.
I tried that because I did say that, but it's not. It's a different problem. With the Xbox is different. I don't know what it is.
What, your new Xbox? Your new one? You got a new one?
No, it's like an old. It's like the Xbox One X.
Oh right, yeah.
The one before the new one. Is that one?
Okay.
It's broke. Apparently, it's broke, so I can't use it.
Okay. Let's go the same question to Kel. That shirt looks like a Wimpy uniform. You ain't worked at Wimpy today, have you?
I was going to say, have you just finished work?
Is it B&M?
No.
So is
England top.
Okay. So with your gaming, you've obviously we all grown up back in the day playing games. Is there anything you remember, or even recently? Sonic. I don't. What, the original?
Yeah. Love Sonic.
Can you still play it as an adult? Because for me, when I play Sonic, I'm pressing right and my eyes go funny. Because you just my reactions are slower. So I'm in the flames in one that's I think
that's your age, Rob. That's all that is, mate. Your actions slow down. That's all it is.
Yeah, I was going to say the same, Lee. It's your age. I can still play it.
It is.
Yeah.
I do notice that with games, it's like Call of Duty. If I don't play Call of Duty even for a couple of weeks, and I go back and play it, it's like someone speeded it up. I'm like, why is this going so fast?
I'm the same. If like I go on Fortnite and then I play on Black Ops, I could do it.
We're going to talk about
the weapons are different.
Maybe a hatred towards Fortnite later, but for me with Fortnite, I'm a big Resi fan. I'm a Dead Space fan. I'm a big survival horror fan, but I don't know how Fortnite get the rights to put all these characters in their game.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying, isn't it?
And it's I know Smash Brothers do it, but that's Nintendo. You know they've done it for years, and these team up games. I think Sony did a beat 'em up with Ratchet and Clank and all that. Uncharted guys. I just feel like it's like toy lines, like something from an adult toy line gets put into a kid's game. Because like with stuff like Chris Redfield and the guy from Dead Space in Fortnite, a lot of younger people won't know who they are. So I don't understand why they're in there.
Yeah, that's a bit annoying, that is.
So we're going to go into some comments, and some of them might lead into some of the topics we've got to cover. So we've got the Retro Girls UK, evening lads and ladies.
Hello.
We've got everyone saying hello. Hank. Oh, I thought he said Hunk then. Potentially that the guy.
You got Resident Evil on the brain, Rob.
I have, haven't I?
It is.
Just never been a main character, has he? Maybe they should bring him.
He deserves his own game, Hunk.
It's always not long enough to get. Does everyone know of Hunk?
Yeah, I
What?
do.
Everyone knows of Hunk. Not me or Lee.
Kel's eyes lit up when you said Hunk. Thought someone else was coming on.
So we've got Geeking with Dave. Hello, lads. GTA. Yeah, so that was obviously from the question before. It's even the logo. You see the Rockstar logo.
Yeah, the Rockstar logo. Yeah.
And then it turns out to be a shit table tennis game. Do you remember when that happened?
Yeah.
Rockstar, and I think that was before GTA 4 come out, where they had the best facial animation ever made in a game, and then it turned out it was a table tennis game.
Table tennis, yeah, I remember that.
But I thought it was all right. I quite enjoyed that.
You would.
What one game would you like to see remaster? So,
well, that kind of leads on to our other subject, doesn't it?
Well, we'll come back to that question in a sec. So we've got GTA Vice City Stories. Was Vice City and Vice City Stories the same game, or there was a spin-off, weren't there?
They were PSP games, weren't they?
Okay.
If I remember, they're the ones that come out on the handheld. Originally.
No, Vice City Stories was on PS3 as well.
Yeah, but didn't they originally come out on the handheld, and then they were ported across? If I remember.
Because after GTA 3, you had Vice City, and you had 2 PSP spin-offs.
Yeah,
Vice City Stories was a spin-off. Fantastic soundtrack of GTA.
Yeah, but the one they brought out recently has got half the tracks missing, isn't it? They removed half the music from it.
And we've got Matthew here talking about the San Andreas. I think that's still one of the only ones where you can get fat in that game, can't you?
Yeah, it's one we have to go to the gym.
Oh, and that was the first one made to swim in it, couldn't it? No other game could do that at the time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you couldn't swim in the others. Yeah.
But the same with Assassin's Creed, the early Assassin's Creed games, where you can do all these amazing stunts, but as soon as you hit the wall, you're dead.
Yeah, but you drown. You can't swim. Yeah. Yeah.
So we're skipping the Retro Girls questions because 2 of them are relatable to what we're going to talk about. So we are going to come back to them. So Martin here loved the remaster of Dead Space. Hope they do the same for Dead Space 2, which is personally his favourite in the trilogy. 2's good. 3 is shit.
Yeah, 3's rubbish.
Lee, have you got any? Obviously, we're not as much as Resi, but I finished the remake of Dead Space 3 times, I think.
You did it. You did it 3. I did it twice.
I think we played the game. I don't know why, the same games at the same time, and he always calls me up about tips because he always gets stuck.
Sorry.
Like we did about Star Wars, but we discussed that. So Lee, your thoughts on Dead Space? They're going to remaster the second one, surely?
I think they'll definitely do the second one because that one was so successful. That to me, before Resident come out, was my game of the year, and then Resident 4 come out, and that to me is the best game that's come out so far this year.
Cool. And let's go to the 3 below. So I know you're not of. Have you seen anything on the Dead Space? I know you're very young, but do you know about the series Dead Space games?
Yeah, I know about the series.
I think the thing that took it above Resi, I think, for a lot of people was the decapitation. You know, you take off these limbs. I think Lee froze. Has gone there, and then you froze a bit with your teeth. But you decapitated the creatures, and they continually come after you. But then the great things, which I think they've started with that, they released 2 animated movies that tied into the stories in between. I don't know if you've seen them as well. They're quite good.
I've no.
Okay.
You're too young to play Dead Space anyway, so.
Because I know about the trilogy, because I played Dead Space 1 before my Xbox was broke. I played it before. So, good game, mate. Dead Space 1 was a good game.
Oh, good.
So, Kel, have you played Dead Space? Is it because for me, I haven't got kids. I ain't kids yet, and Lisa had kids. Do you feel like when you buy them stuff, a little bit is for you want to play it, or you want to see it, but you can palm it off on the kids to say it's theirs?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I've played Dead Space twice, but I don't know. I'm more like Black Ops and stuff like that, and
Black Ops
I love
1
them kind of games. Yeah.
That was the good thing when my kids were younger. I could buy video games and say they were for the kids. So it's not for me, it's for the kids. But then, like, I'll buying games like Dino Crisis and Resident Evil, and like, well, surely that's not for them. Yeah, of course it's for them. Not for me.
Yeah.
The Barbie dolls. Another thing with Dead Space, that he's looking at them there. With Dead Space, where the character, like Doom Guy, I think he's called Doom Guy, but he didn't ever really say much. So if a character don't say much, you are
He never says nothing.
You are playing the part of that character, and I think with the Dead Space remake, they gave him a lot more dialogue, and I don't know if that took you away from being the character yourself. So
yeah, I don't agree with the. That's one thing I didn't like, the dialogue. I prefer. It's the same with Doom. When they remade Doom, they kept. That's one thing they did keep the same. That he doesn't speak, which I like. I don't.
The only way what Doom Guy says is rip and tear, where in the flashback thing. That's what
I'll say that after I've had a curry. But it's yeah, I don't like it when they add new stuff in like that into the game. Just leave them parts alone. But if you played the Doom remake, any of you?
I have, yes. I completed it.
You got to say no. I'm too young. I've not played it.
It's completely different now. In our generation, you would buy a Turok on N64 that cost like 75 quid.
Oh, great game.
And you'd have to play that game 1,000 times before you get the next one because it was so expensive. I mean, now I know they're still expensive now, but we didn't have anywhere to trade games back then. It was just boot sales and market, so it's much more easier to.
I remember buying Super Street Fighter or Street Fighter Turbo. Which one was it? I can't remember. On the Famicom, so I had an imported machine. I had to go to Tottenham Court Road and pay £80 for that game. Yeah, £80. Mental.
So we've got the retro girls here. What game would you like to see a remaster? And we've got a little clip. What we're going to discuss 2 clips because one of them's mine and one of them's Lee's. So Lee's one is.
Kept you waiting, huh?
And it's not Sam Fisher. It could have been Sam Fisher because I think we do need.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah,
a remake of Splinter Cell. But that's just we know there's a Snake Eater game coming out, and our experiences with Metal Gear. You know, for me personally, love number 1. They released it on GameCube as Snake Eater, which
Twin Snakes.
Twin Snakes, and it had new CGI cutscenes and it looked cool. And then Snake Eater, and then you had Metal Gear 2.
Guns of the Patriots, Sons of Liberty.
Thoughts on the franchise? We'll go from Lee first. Let's talk a little bit about Raiden maybe in Metal Gear 2.
No, let's not.
What are your thoughts on 2?
The first level, the first section of 2 is fantastic on the tanker, on the ship. Don't know if the guys have played this because they're a lot younger than us. But I love that. Absolutely incredible. And then for the next 90% of the game, you play as I can't describe him. A Ponce. There you go. He plays Raiden, and I hated him. And I think most people hated him. He was just so annoying. And I don't know why he did that. It's Kojima, isn't it? He does these sort of weird things.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2, the opening section of 2 I loved. Still one of my favourite levels of a game. The tanker level was incredible. But the rest of it I struggled with.
Then he put the Snake voice on like, "This is Snake," and you could tell it weren't him. And they're still forcing that character down your throat with a stupid. I think it was called Revengeance. A stupid title.
That was the Metal Gear Revengeance. Yeah, that's one you played as him. Yeah.
And he was all metalled up. And I think there's a part of the game where you're just a stump fighting. You get his arms and legs.
That's in
Metal Gear. That is in Revengeance.
Yeah, that was the one with the old Snake in. There's a part when he gets, if anyone's not played it, spoilers, he literally gets like all his arms and legs chopped off, and he's like spinning around with a sword in his mouth, fighting people, and I'm like stop. Yeah, not my favourite character. Snake I love as a character, incredible. As you know, links to the films because it's Escape from New York.
Yep.
But yeah, the second game The opening level's incredible. Apart from that, the Snake Eater, if you've not played Snake Eater, that game is incredible. That's the one that's getting remade now.
Snake Eater.
Best soundtrack ever. It's a PS5 exclusive, Rob. I do warn you.
Yep, I'll have to get one. But feel free to go on YouTube and Google the intro because it's got a phenomenal.
The soundtrack's incredible.
With the theme song. But we talked to you guys at the bottom about your game. You want to be remade, but with Metal Gear 2, when you loaded it up, it gave the option. Do you want to play? I think the tanker or no, it was the tanker was the Raiden level, wasn't it? And the ship was
Snake. You started on the ship. Yeah. With Snake, and then the rest was Raiden.
With Raiden, where you can the first 30 seconds you slip on bird shit.
Yeah.
On the very first scene, and then you're playing it, thinking, "Oh, Snake's going to turn up." 4 or 5 hours like you're activating bombs with a guy on roller skates. I remember.
Yeah.
Fought with a big gun. You had some cool characters. Vamp that was transgender at some point. I think. I don't know how that worked.
Yeah.
And then I love a good cutscene, but come on, when we got
there's also the torture scene where you have to run around with your hands over your genitals. Yeah. What's that about?
And it was all VR. Was it all VR or something at the end?
VR training, VR missions. Yeah, VR missions. Yeah, at the end. But yeah.
And like all of us, when we play games personally, I like a good opening cutscene, a good end cutscene. I don't want to watch a cutscene where my controller's going to run out, or when it's fully charged, or the TV's going to turn off. Because the end of Metal Gear 4, I think you timed it, didn't you, Lee?
At the end of Metal Gear Solid 4, I was actually married then, that's my personal wife, and I finished the game. My wife actually shut up and says, "You playing that game?" I said, "I'm just on the last boss. I'll be down in a minute." And like an hour and a half later, she's like, "Have you fell asleep?" I said, "No, I'm still at the end of the game." I think it's like an hour and 32 minutes, the final cutscene of the game. It's just, and you can't skip it because you want to see the end. But why? Why is it? No cutscene needs to be an hour and 32 minutes long. It's just ridiculous.
Right. So with anything you've played, from Fortnite to COD, is there any games you'd like to see remade, even from when you was younger, that you've not seen remastered yet? You can talk about that. You can't say FIFA. FIFA's every year.
No, you can't say FIFA.
Hard.
You guys think about it. We'll go through some comments while you're thinking, but continually talk. You want?
I've got you know, I just got my head now. Black Ops 1. Call of Duty Black Ops 1.
Black Ops 1.
I'd love to see that remastered on PS5.
They've gone back to the. I know Modern Warfare 3. I think is the next one. That they weren't going to release a yearly game, but now we've got number 3 coming.
Well, there is a rumor. There is a rumor that Black Ops 1 is going to get remade, like they made Black Ops 4.
Yes.
So.
I think what? Yeah, I got it now.
Go on.
Resident Evil Raccoon City. That should be a really good one. I would love that.
Operation Raccoon City.
Yeah, Operation. Yeah.
What, the worst game ever made? Yeah, the city was cool, but we're going to talk about other reses in a minute. But I appreciate your opinion, even though it's wrong. And quick, going over to Kel, you can't say Sonic because Sonic gets remade every day.
Dino Crisis.
Yep.
I want that remade. That'll be cool.
Yeah, 100%.
The thing is, Microsoft had the rights to Dino Crisis at one point, and they made a third one on the original Xbox in space. And you had the ship that transformed, and it had some of the worst. But the original reses where you had like static camera angles where you're running straight forward and the camera's in front of you. And it looked, the cutscenes are some of the best cutscenes you've ever seen. But the game was awful. I don't know how do you feel about Crisis? Because I think have they missed the boat now? Because we've had the Jurassic Park films.
Yeah.
Why haven't we had a dinosaur game? You're a fan of Dino Crisis, aren't you?
I love Dino Crisis. I don't know why it's not got remade. It's touching on the Resident Evil franchise because it's the same people. That needs to be remade, and the first one needs to be remade. Resident Evil 1. So now we've had like remasters of it, but we've never had a remake of the first one. I want it made in the engine that they use now. That's what I want it made in. Like that.
More important Resident Evil that needs to be remade. And I'm showing you clips. I like to mix our streams up a bit with putting clip songs. People might not know about them. But my favourite Resident Evil, and it was a question that was given away, a prize was given away, I think, last week.
Yeah, but, and that was a fix, I reckon. That
was a
fix.
But it's one of the best openings. It's got the best music. It's got an overly camp character. We've got Wesker back fighting Chris, and the game we're talking about is.
Your identification number is WKD4496. Welcome to your new home.
Her name is Claire Redfield. We caught her trespassing in our Paris lab facility 10 days ago. She apparently infiltrated the complex looking for her lost brother, Chris Redfield, one of the surviving members of RPD's famous STARS teams. Don't move.
What can I say? Back in the day, you had the PlayStation 1 Resi 3. You know, this was the sequel to 2, which one of the greatest guns ever made. And then a little Sega's console Dreamcast got released with the first 3D Resi, which is Code Veronica, the true sequel to Resi 2. And come on, Capcom, we got 3, we got 4. People are talking about Resi 5 getting remastered. Surely you can't miss Veronica.
I bought a Dreamcast just to play that. Literally bought one and I remember the little memory slot used to go in. It had your health bar on it on the controller,
and then almost like an amiibo kind of mini game.
Yeah, on the little handheld, which was you couldn't use. But yeah, that needs a remake. 100%. Code Veronica needs a remake.
I've gone back to that game and recently, and it's very hard to play now. But it builds up the relationship with Chris and Wesker, and how he gets the T-virus, and how they fight, and how it comes to the conclusion to Resi 5. They need to do it. I don't know. Fingers crossed we'll get it. So, guys, Code Veronica, not played it, not know of it.
I played an hour of it. It's pretty good. Couldn't get into it though, but it was pretty good. It was okay.
I played it as well.
You played back when I was in the game shop. I had a guy come in and said, "I'm really stuck on the last boss. I can't beat the last boss. It's a tyrant on the back of a plane.
On the back of a plane, yeah.
It's the first boss. Do you know what I mean? But the game was so it'll destroy on ammo, and I think it's still one of the longest ones.
I tried to go back and play the originals recently. Before 4 was remade, I tried to play 4, the original, and I couldn't play it. The tank controls, I can't deal with them now. I can't. They do my head in. I just can't do it.
We've been spoiled, haven't So it's a Kel.
Obviously, Luke and his brother are not allowed to play it anyway, so shouldn't ask them.
So
Really,
Kel,
after this lively, I'm having a chat with you, mate.
did you play
What?
Resident back in the day?
I'm having a chat
Yeah.
with you after this live stream.
Yeah, used to play it with my brothers.
And you prefer Dino Crisis to that, or just because we've not seen one in a while?
Oh, yeah, I used to play number one mostly all the time. And then when we had the Dreamcast, when I got my first job, I went and bought a Dreamcast, and then we play Code Veronica all the time. It's really good, to be fair. Good game.
Dreamcast with the most amazing cases ever made. You look at them and they smell.
There we go. Yep.
The glass, they got the worst plastic, flimsy cases.
The controls, to be honest, the controller for the Dreamcast was really cool. It was a really good controller. The design of it.
Blue Stinger
really
was a survival horror game on that. Not many people know
Sorry?
about. Blue
What
Stinger.
one? Yeah.
One of the very early ones. It's crap now. You go back to it.
An M, wasn't it?
One, sorry?
It was the shape of an M, wasn't it?
The controller, yeah, I would say.
Yeah, it was it was kind of like an M.
Yeah. So we will go through a few more comments. So we've got GTA Definitive Edition. Should have included Vice City Stories and Liberty City. That game's not supposed to be very good, the remake, is it?
It's not good. They cut a lot of the. That's the one they cut a lot of the soundtrack out of as well because of legal reasons.
Okay, cool.
I've got a thing to say about GTA.
Okay.
Like, you know they're making GTA 6.
Yeah.
But it talks that, do you know all the old ones like San Andreas and Vice City and that? You'll be able to go to them places in GTA 6. You'll be able to go to all them places again in GTA 6.
Oh, that'd be cool.
No, but the game will be out next year now.
So will it get released before I die though? That's the what I need to know.
It's been released next year.
No, they said the
Okay, maybe then I might make it.
It'll be released next year and it'll be on the next 15 consoles.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Just the flame. I used to work for Rockstar as well. So I worked on the soundtrack to 5 and I worked for 2K. I worked on Bioshock. If you play Bioshock.
So now you know who to blame.
Well, we helped design the Sunbird. So we've got Buxy Presenter. Hey guys, I don't play games as much as I used to, but I enjoy any new wrestling game that comes out.
Rob's your man for wrestling games, isn't he, Rob?
I used to like the one that was on the 360, and you could create your own character, but I forgot what it was called.
You can do that on most of the wrestling ones.
You can do that on most of them now. Yeah.
Yeah, but that one was the best one I played on. I really like that one.
So we've got any wrestling fans in there? Boys, are you into your wrestling?
I played W2K W 2022. So
when?
On Xbox.
When?
2 days, about 4 months ago.
Where did you get that from?
No, it was free on Game Pass. So.
Have you played Atomic Heart yet? That was pretty bad.
It was all right. It's okay.
Yeah, that's not great.
I'm going off subject here about Star Wars when they made all them Star Wars games.
That's another subject.
I said going off subject. I said say sorry. I said sorry.
What's in a minute? Get the Star Wars. Right. But yeah, who remembers Ready to Rumble?
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
And
you're going back a few years, Rob.
That was that was Dreamcast first off, I think.
Yeah, it was Dreamcast. Yeah.
And it's kind of successor to Super Punch Out, I think. So that went on the GameCube. That's a series, and even Fight Night. Bring Fight Night back. I think that was good. That kind of stopped.
Yeah.
By the God of Science Fiction, I read a good weekend. Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah.
Retro Girls excited for the new AEW game that comes out. I don't know if you know about that. I know you're not big wrestling fans, but there used to be a game that everyone loved on N64 called No Mercy, WWF. It's one of the best games ever made. This game is pretty much the sequel to that.
Never into wrestling games. So.
We've got some more comments about GTA. Obviously, we know that Steve-O, the answer to this is the Xbox is better than the PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Xbox.
PlayStation.
The box. Resident Evil run better. Who needs?
Sorry, Rob, what did you just say?
What?
What did you just say?
Resident 4 is better on Xbox.
According to who?
Nah.
According to who, Rob?
Me, obviously, but I think the retro.
Exactly. Do you want to talk exclusives? What games you've had out in the last 12 months?
We're not going to the exclusives route, but yeah, all right. We don't want to play Horizon. Here we go. So Bugsy Presents. The first game I ever remember playing was Duck Hunt. Was it Duck Shooting? No, it's Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt. That was Nintendo. Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
You'd say that when you've had a drink, would you?
Is that when the dog used to get up and start giggling, holding the dead birds?
That was with the light. That was with the light gun, the controller. I remember that. It's never worked. Everyone needs to cheat and just put the gun on the TV, right against the TV screen and cheat. Yeah.
This is what you guys will miss. Not necessarily the Duck Hunt game, but when I was younger, Lee was younger, and Kel was younger, used to go to arcades and you had like Time Crisis and Virtual Cop and House of the Dead, and there's a Jurassic Park gun game. There's no arcades anymore. I know you go to seafronts and you'll have Ninja, you'll have like Pac-Man there or Gallagher, but yeah, you don't have the big games. I remember queuing up in Thurrock in Lakeside to play Primal Rage, and it's terrible. It's terrible, but everyone, and same as Killer Instinct when that first came out, everybody was going around because it was so loud. And arcades, we need to bring back. No,
well, yeah, maybe.
I like arcades. I miss the arcades.
I was in a tournament, a Street Fighter 2 tournament at college, and I was doing quite well. And this kid dribbled on my hand. He dribbled on me, and I got a bit annoyed. And I left.
Was you playing on the original Street Fighter arcade machine with the massive buttons that you had to punch?
No, that's the rollerballs.
Do you remember them?
Yeah.
They never worked. It was always broken.
So we got Gary in Norfair. Black Ops 2 best in the series. Give him a slap for me while you're there, yeah?
No. Black Ops 1 and COD 4.
Black Ops 1 and 2, man.
I agree with Lee. Black Ops 1 is probably the best.
Black Ops 1's the best, yeah.
We got a lot of loving for Black Ops. Zombies. Was it the first appearance of zombies in Black Ops, or was that
Zombies? Yeah.
Yeah, people love zombies. I could never get into it because there's nothing more frustrating to get into round 786 and then the power cuts out on your electric. It's just no. That's not fun for anybody.
Lee, if you've got your boy there, can he just sort out some trolls? We've got some nasty stuff about people. Right.
Okay.
The GTA timeline. I've got message up release of Vice City, release of prequel to Vice City. Okay. Vice City stories. Victor Vance gets killed on a drug deal in the beginning of Vice. Okay, so he's alive in the first one, but then he's dead in the first one, but alive in the second one. Okay, released it the wrong way around.
I don't know if they can release that though, because didn't Ray Liotta do a voice for that? For one of the characters for Vice City.
He did.
The main guy, yeah.
He did. Yeah.
For Tommy Fazzetti?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I know he did the voice for one of them.
We've got Martin here. I recently bought Cyberpunk, but I've not yet to play it. Any of you guys played it? I've heard it's
It's a buggy mess. Don't play it.
I've seen the trailer, but I haven't played it.
I think they should put that on the case, your review. It's a buggy mess. It should be on the front of the game case.
That'll be his next review on my channel.
It's a buggy mess.
It was almost.
It is a buggy mess, to be honest.
Wasn't it like the same as like Duke Nukem Forever? It was advertised like 10 years ago.
Well, I didn't play it when it came out for ages because I waited for an update, and then I waited for the update, and it had a ridiculous 85 gig update or something ridiculous, and it still runs like shit. So no, it's not. I'm not impressed with it.
Most critics say Far Cry 4 is better physics than that.
In which game?
Far Cry 4 is better physics than that.
Do you like Far Cry?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I got bored with Far Cry rather quick.
After Primal, I lost it.
Yeah, I lost interest. I got sick of climbing up towers every 30 seconds.
That question about Cyberpunk kind of leads to our next topic. We are going to go into Star Wars because we've got a lot to say about Star Wars. But our next topic is, I'm only going to play it a little bit because it's a long clip. We didn't realize how long it was. That's the one I'm going to show. So what that is, I know you look confused. Back in the day when Killzone 2 come out, when E3 was a big thing, they used to put trailers on and made you believe it was the actual footage of the game.
Gameplay, yeah.
And that was Watch Dogs I just played then. And same as Alien Colonial Marines, where these games are supposed to look, and Cyberpunk as well. When the final games come out, they didn't look as good, and it had now they have to say this is not in game.
Yeah, not in game footage. Yeah.
Is there anything you can remember like that you was disappointed when it got released? We'll go to Lee first.
One of them you mentioned, Killzone 2, which when they showed that, it looked absolutely incredible. And they for months they kept insisting it was in-game footage. And then, I mean, it does look very good, the game, but it looks nothing like what they showed. I mean, Watch Dogs is completely different. If you've ever played Watch Dogs compared to what they showed, it's like a completely different game. Okay. I mean, even the stuff they showed you could do after it, you couldn't do in the game. It was, not good.
Mortal Kombat did as well, like a really amazing pre-rendered cutscene. Oh, that's going to look amazing at coming out, and the game comes out. It all looks good, but they never looked at. I think that may be one reason why E3 failed. It was just fake advertising.
But they did that with Anthem. Remember Anthem?
Okay.
That looked incredible when I showed that, and I remember picking it up like a year after it came out for $5 on Amazon because
a lot of review embargoes now saying this game's coming out Friday. We've seen no reviews. Not that reviews matter.
Yeah,
they hold the thing back. That's why it's not obviously.
Yeah.
So, is there any games that have been released that you're really looking forward to, and it will lead up to our next subject, and you was utterly disappointed with?
Dying Light 2.
What one? Sorry.
Dying Light 2.
Dying Light
2 is rubbish. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
It's because in the trailer it showed you planting bombs on this massive tower, but then when you got to the game,
that's the 9/11 simulator. It's a long game. Nothing. Go on.
So that even goes back to the last subject we talked about, Dying Light. No. Sorry, I would have said I'm talking about Dead Island 2. We had a cutscene that was 10 years ago, running down the street, all falling apart. That looked cool. And the game dropped. It's not open world. You're in small little hub worlds. Still looks great, but just
I love Dying Light. The first Dying Light was incredible. One of my favourite games, especially in co-op. The second one is not good at all. It's really bad.
It's stupid.
Okay. We're only doing an hour tonight, guys. Well, we don't want to overdo our streams. An hour is a good chunk to watch and go back and rewatch it and stuff. So let's go into some more comments. So, Kel, anything you've been disappointed with, and you can't say, partner?
That's a very open question, isn't it, Rob?
That's why I put that at the end. Like you bought your boys a new game.
Black Ops 3.
Black Ops 3.
I was disappointed with that.
Oh yeah, I agree with you on that. Black Ops 3 was
But sure, 4 was multiplayer only as well, wasn't it? 4.
4, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy the last couple of Black Ops games. So
yeah,
I liked Vanguard though. Vanguard was good.
Vanguard's okay. The trouble is with the other CODs, they're trying to make them like Halo, and Call of Duty isn't Halo.
Yeah.
So,
it's like
what about the installation times now for these games? You're getting up and you got like 160 gig install, brilliant. It leads internet, it'd be done in 5 minutes. But it'd take me like 2 hours to install a game, and then I don't want to play it.
Then you get an update before you can play it.
And on most CODs now, you have to download like multiplayer by itself, zombies by itself.
Multiple sections you have to download. It's ridiculous.
See, I think that's a good idea because look at Gears. I've not played the latest Gears games, but I only play campaign of Gears. But for me to play Gears, I've got to do 100 gig install. Do a separate install for the campaign. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's bring up these comments. So we've got mine again. I used to own a Sega Saturn. My favourite game was Daytona. and Sega Rally.
Daytona USA. Oh, I remember the soundtrack to that. That was great. Yeah.
Daytona. Sorry.
Did you remember a game called Knights? Remember that game, Rob?
Nights into Dreams. The little pixie purple thing used to.
Yeah, that was cool. That game.
But do you remember the unlockable in Daytona?
Which one?
The horse. You can unlock a horse in Daytona. The same as remember Wave Race, like a dolphin and Wave Race.
Wave Race was brilliant. Wave Race,
which they later released on I think was it Wii? They did a Wave Race, and it just wasn't as good. Another 64 game that I spent my dole money on. I remember going to signing on back in the day when I was at work for a bit. Walk into getting my dole money and going into Woolworths to buy it. I remember that.
Do you remember Pilot Wings?
It's ridiculously hard, but not as hard as the opening level in Driver. Did you ever the pretty much a driving test at the beginning? Do you remember?
Don't even go there. Don't even go there.
But Matthew again, Tommy Vassetti, voice actor Ray Liotta.
Yeah, Ray Liotta.
Yeah. But he also went down the route of doing a lot of UA Bowl films, didn't he? He done one of the Dungeons and Dragons films.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we go. So I'm confused. Why release a game that released a prequel to it? Yeah, you get a lot of it, don't you? The day before they showed a virtual slice, it looked amazing. Okay.
That's that new game that's coming out.
Yeah.
That's never going to come out, apparently.
What's the Xbox game that recently released that was supposed to be dog shit?
All of them.
Yeah, all of them. Are you talking about the one that's coming out or the one that's out?
Well, it's just come out. The werewolf, the vampire one.
Oh, Redfall.
Redfall, yeah.
Rubbish. Awful game. That is an awful game.
Okay, so the Retro Girls are a fan of Sleeping Dogs. Sleeping Dogs was
good.
Almost like do you remember Stranglehold with John Woo as well? I think it's John Woo and Wet as well.
Wet was a great game.
It's a game. Yeah. It's a game. Yeah. Not Lee when he talks to me, but
that's the Sahara, mate. When I talk to you,
I think they did do a remaster of Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah, they did.
They did. Yeah, they remastered it. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Oh, No Man's Sky was very misleading. Do you remember that, where they said you can go to all these planets, it's never ending?
Actually, that game is actually incredible now. Since it's been updated, it's really good. Rubbish when it came out, but now it's really good.
Cool. But there's a game that we've spent me and Lee, a lot of time on Resi, a lot of time on Dead Space.
Well, no, I've spent a bit of time on it. You've spent 90% of your time on it.
Well, I finished like 8 times, but there's a game that released a few weeks ago that wasn't ready, and it was very disappointing.
It's been a long 5 years. We've tried to resist. Fear and mistrust rule the galaxy.
Cal, look into the fire. It will warm you, keep you company. But left unchecked, it will consume everything until there is only ash.
How could you let the galaxy fall to this unworthy machine of an empire? Hope may feel beyond our grasp. But I think we finally found somewhere the Empire can't reach us.
Imagine. No more looking over your shoulder.
A place that's worth fighting for. No matter the cost.
So we've got a little bit to talk about that Tomb Raider game, but we'll go into why we call it Tomb Raider. But back in our generation, you had Super Star Wars on the Super Nintendo. Do you play that? The hardest games ever made?
Oh, ridiculously hard, that game. So hard, that game.
You walk off the screen and you had respawn enemies.
Yeah, the enemies come back on. Yeah,
back and forth, and you had really hard spaceship levels. Then you had stuff like the 64 generation where you had Shadows of the Empire, fantastic. You had the GameCube Rogue series, really great Factor 5 games. Then you had the unbelievable. What was the one we were talking about earlier?
Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed. Force Unleashed 1, phenomenal. And then we had this game, which is Tomb Raider. You do 50 minutes of climbing to do another fight to climb more. I love Star Wars. I've been waiting for this game since the first one, 5 years. It took me 5 years to get to the top of the building on a level. So Lee, we've talked to this in depth. It's the most unoccupied worlds in existence, isn't it?
I don't get it. You've got these. Well, you've got one huge planet. The rest are not as big. I know spoilers here for anyone that's not played it. It basically is like Sonic the Hedgehog. Most of it, like you're springing around all over the map, collecting things, and like you said, the combat's really good. The combat's amazing, but you have one fight every 25 minutes, and the rest of the game you're climbing up, looking for a chest, and when you find it, it's got a mullet in it. Or a moustache, or that's really Jedi stuff, isn't it? You really want to be doing that around the galaxy. What are you looking for? I'm looking for a mullet.
And then it's like trying to be a Souls game, trying to be a Dark Souls.
I really enjoyed the first one, Fallen Order. I've completed it a few times. This one I really struggled to finish. Really struggled to finish. And I don't think you done all the Jedi temples, did you, Rob?
I don't think I did one.
Yeah, some of them you will break your controller. It's like, why?
I'll comment on why we're talking about Star Wars. We're not going to be able to get through them all, but yes. So Star Wars. Boy, have you played the new one, or you not going to? What's your thoughts on Star Wars as a game series? Luke, anyone?
I think Star Wars as a game series is pretty good. There's some games which are a hot take, really. Some people go into them, some people don't. But it's all down to the people who play them and how skilled they are. That's what I think.
You look at
Well, you only play Battlefront 2?
I mean,
and I play Fortnite.
Because I've got a game that Star Wars had made, and it's like a TV show one, like what they made a TV show about. What they made a TV show about it. I think I should make a Mandalorian game.
They did a Boba Fett one back in the day.
You're talking about the game from years ago, the one they showed that never got finished.
No, they should like make a modern day Mandalorian game. Be like
this is way before your time, Luke. There was a game shown years ago. Rob, remember this?
Yep.
Where you played as Boba Fett. Remember it, Rob?
Yeah, you had the Jango Fett one that come out, which was crap.
Yeah, no, the one that never come out, the one that got cancelled.
The Coruscant looked amazing.
Yeah. Never come out, and that game looks incredible, and it never got released.
Even Kel did this. Do you remember the old arcades where you had the pod racer, the big pod racer? Remember that? And they did the Star Wars arcade, which we were talking about earlier, me and Lee, where the mid game you had the lightsaber, and you had to fight like Boba Fett and Vader. I think if you go to Magaluf, there's still a bar that's got it in there.
I'm so old. I remember the original Star Wars arcade game with the vector graphics.
You like Republic Commando?
Sorry?
You like Republic Commando?
Republic Commando?
It's the first person one with the Club Out of Clones.
Oh, that one. Yeah, so I'm trying to think. I think what's he talking about? A game, a film? Yeah.
Come on with that as well.
It shows you where I think Samuel Jackson crushes Grievous's voice pipe. That's why he can't talk properly. And back in the day where you had to play the game like the Matrix to play the games and get what happened in the film all together.
Yeah.
But Geek Out with Dave as Jedi Power Battles is one of the hardest PS1 games ever made. I don't think I ever got off the Trade Federation ship at the beginning.
I mean, because like Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2.
Yeah.
There was amazing games. There was like absolutely amazing. then Star Wars announced that they're not making a Battlefront 3. I was just bummed because I thought they'd make a third one because the second one was a bit hit to me. I thought that second one got a lot of ratings, so I'm a bit bummed that they're not making another Battlefront 1, like a Battlefront 3 game. But they're not. I don't know why.
Another game, 1313 or 1.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it was called. 1313. Yeah, that's the one.
Star Wars game, and you had a few trailers. I think it was in a ship, if I remember.
Yeah, they had trailers. They showed it at one of the game conventions. Early footage of it. It never got finished.
It's the problem. We had a lot of games that we're not going to be on for much longer, but there's a lot of games that they started or released a demo that never come into. I've got 3 more clips I've not used yet, but the one I'm going to play is one that's very important. With Norman Reedus that did go later. He did do a Death Stranding game that people loved, people hated.
No, please, no.
But there's one game that is coming back, or a second one's a PlayStation exclusive, I think, at the moment. But there was a demo of this. There we go. We had PT that becomes Silent Hills that never happened. People are going to be aware of the demo. There's a demo that come on PlayStation exclusive, and the consoles with that demo on are going for thousands of pounds.
You do know it's on the console I sent you, Rob.
You can't download it. It won't play.
No.
I went to re-download it. It comes up like memory. You can download it. It won't let you. So do you want to we've got 2 more things to go through, but the premise of PT, the people that haven't heard of it, I'm sure people have.
That demo was obviously one of the scariest things I've ever played in my life. And I'm gutted that never got released. I know they're doing the Silent Hill now, but that's just basically just a remake of the original. But that PT game, yeah, that would have been incredible if that ever would have got released.
And what? Go on.
It was released on it was free to play, but then it was that gruesome and horrible that they took it off everywhere. You can't even get it anymore.
Yeah, it was removed because the game was cancelled as well. But that demo is, if you can still play it, if
you got on YouTube and Google it, you just literally going down the corridor. You're going down like one long corridor, and you keep getting to the end, and then start the corridor again. But every time you go down it, you're seeing different things happen. Like you see a door open, then you see someone slam the door. You see a ghost, and I think there was a jump scare at Dungeon Lee, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a cut. It's got multiple. Even that's just a demo. It had multiple endings, different endings, and there's one where you're in the dark corridor, and you actually turn around and a woman's standing there looking at you. That one, there's only obviously you shit myself. And there's another one with a door. We look through the door. She looks through the door. Yeah, it's just the game was terrifying. That's probably why it didn't get released. But that I really wanted that game. I'm really looking forward to it. But I know they're doing Silent Hill. I know that's getting remade now. But
when number 1 come out, I imported on PS1. There's issues with. There's a bit where you're in a school and there's the zombie ghost babies.
Yeah,
and I think they had to cut them out and put demons instead. Was that right?
That's right. Yeah.
So, Kel, Silent Hill? Are you? Do you remember
I like
playing?
Silent Hill.
Yeah,
I remember playing it.
Well, number 4 wasn't even. I think The Room wasn't even a Silent Hill game. originally.
No.
I think they changed the name of it. But going back to the survival horror roots, I've got 2 more clips and I think we're done. But Resident Evil 2. So back in the day, George Romero, famous film director that Dawn of the Dead, Land of the Dead, Living Dead, was originally going to make the film Resident Evil. But he put his script over to Capcom, I think it was, and they didn't like it, if I recall. But he did make a live action trailer for Resi 2.
Biohazard 2.
Biohazard. It looks cheese now, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
But it still looks better than the shit that comes out now, doesn't it?
It's like a bad cosplay. But yeah, we're going to put the links to everyone's channel in the description. I think Kel's contemplating a YouTube channel soon. No? She's laughing.
No, Kel?
Why am I even on this stream? What is going on? I know nothing about what it's about.
Nah, I probably will, but mine will be different.
Okay. Like
what, will yours actually be about movies?
I don't think it. People can comment and talk about movies and games, but it won't just be about them.
Okay, you're not going to be eating ice lollies and things, no?
No.
Okay.
No, we are going to go. We're going to wish you all. We're 2 minutes over, but we're going to leave you one clip, which is one of my favourite actors in a horror game that's been spliced into one of my favourite games. See you later. Remember, next Sunday we've got a very special duo stream potentially in the works, which is going to be the best one yet.
Lots of special guests on there next week.
Some back from the dead potentially. Yeah. But I hope you enjoyed this clip, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. You know, we're going to try and do this every few weeks, get some clips in there, talk about games. If anyone wants to join us, feel free to join us. Last clip. See you all soon.
What do you say we have some champagne, huh, baby?
Say hello to the 21st century. Yeah!